Ferrari engine on par with Mercedes as Red Bull's biggest threat fears emerge. Ferrari are hoping to be able to challenge at the very front of the grid once again in 2022 after several years of being unable to compete with the best teams in the sport. Reports suggest there is a lot of optimism at Maranello for the upcoming campaign, particularly when it comes to the power unit they will be using. While Mercedes and Red Bull were locked in a title battle last season, they had to dilute their resources between upgrades to their current cars while working on those for the upcoming season. That was not the case for Ferrari, though, who were able to plow full steam ahead with their 2022 preparations from an earlier date. After introducing a huge power unit upgrade shortly after the mid-season break, it was clear the red cars were the fastest on the grid except for the top two teams. So they focused fully on 2022, and that seems to have paid off as they finished third in the Constructors' Championship and have a head start on the new year. Sky Sports pundits Ted Kravitz and Karun Chandhok have both already remarked on the positive noises coming out of Ferrari. Chandhok in particular has talked up the claim that the team feels they have made big gains on the power unit side. Spanish outlet Marca has backed up that claim, citing an Italian source which told them, the engine data looks very good, enough to be on a par with Honda and Mercedes in 2021. The aero and cornering data are also good, but here is the big question, what are they doing or finding in other teams? Despite this, the feeling is, Ferrari have worked very well, with full dedication and a lot of anticipation. Team principal Mattia Binotto has understandably been more cautious, and said, I think it's presumptuous to say today we will beat Mercedes and Red Bull. I think the right approach is to aim to compete against them. In truth, no team will truly know where it stands compared to its rivals until testing begins later this month in Barcelona. This winter period has been one of the sport's most important in recent years as a swathe of new technical rules come into force, giving lower-ranked teams an opportunity to close the gap by out-engineering their rivals. The top teams are wary of this, and Red Bull themselves have spoken of the possibility that Ferrari in particular might be a force to be reckoned with in the upcoming season. I think it's very difficult to predict at this point. You only have your own references compared with last year's car, sporting director Jonathan Wheatley told Jack Threlfall's Motorsport podcast. You can get snippets of information from other teams, but you don't know if they are telling you the truth or just trying to make you worried. Basically, you have to look at your own office desk and you have to do the best job you possibly can with that. Ferrari, certainly the power unit, looked very strong at the end of the year. They were clearly the third fastest team at the end of the year. They've got a great driver lineup as well. I wasn't sure about whether they would gel together as drivers, but they seem to have done that very well. I think Ferrari will be the big unknown, or possibly the big threat this year.